Welcome everyone to Price Action Live on TradersPost. We are July 15th, 2025, live trading in front of everybody. This is basically the most vulnerable you'll ever see the pals here at TradersPost. But it's a beautiful day. CPI report is out for inflation, down from expectations, 2.9%, and the market is apparently ripping up on what is good news, bad news. I'm never sure how people think about inflation and deflation. But we'll be trading here live. We are trading our prop firm accounts, but of course, we love everyone who trades, whether you're trading crypto, whether you're trading stocks, whether you're trading your own assets, whatever it is. If you guys are interested, please join us in the chat. We want to hear from you what you're doing, what you're trading, and what your bias is. Guys, how has the weekend been? We start here on PAL Price Action Live on Tuesdays. Was Monday a good trading day for you guys?
Monday was good, actually. Yeah, I made profit yesterday and locked in, I think, how many days was it total? I had just posted about it. Let me post about this live stream and I'll pull up my calendar here. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 7 of 9 trading days were successful. Let's see if we can make another winner today for July.
I did not trade.
Some. I tried the NASDAQ, and I just don't have a feel for it. I couldn't tell. I couldn't feel for it. And I was down, I don't know, quite a bit. Almost blew up the account. I think it was $200 away from blowing the account. And then I was like, I'm switching to Bitcoin. I'm switching to what I know, my good old friend Bitcoin. None of this 9:30 in the morning insanity from NASDAQ. And then I made all the money.
Were you trading M and Q then, or were you trading NQ?
MNQ.
M&Q. Got it.
Yeah. But then I switched to Bitcoin and I made all the money back and more. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to be doing Bitcoin.
Got it.
Yeah, you got to stick with what you know.
It's so funny. Like trading the different tickers is like using different models for AI, where you're like, well, the opportunity is there, but it's like temperamental. Gemini Pro is like depressive, neurotic. You have Claude, which is like the erudite academic model. And then you have the OG, like ChatGPT or whatever that you're using. And for me, using trading M&Q feels like the Google Gemini Pro of trading. All right, that's a little nerdy. That's an
interesting analogy. I'd never heard it spelled out.
I did SPX put real quick and made $100, so I'm done with that for the day.
That's funny.
I don't know. Maybe I'm dumb, and I feel like my interpretations are not super smart. But just I feel like the data point of the year over year being higher than forecast, at least it should be for some sort of momentary pullback. I mean, SPX has a huge gap fill.
It does. And so I think the rally overnight is definitely initial good news, but we do have a pretty big gap to fill here. And this is a pretty bearish open right off the bat. So I put a small scalp on right off in the 4th minute here, and already up $100 on this trade. I'll let this ride for 15 points and we'll see where it goes.
I'm up 642 from the night. So
Nice.
The goal is not to lose it, which is not likely to be the case. But
what prop firm are you on?
Topstep.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's why I love the lockout. But usually I'll lock myself out, and then it's try locking yourself out for like an hour or something, so you can kind of go, all right, well, the setup is not going to be what it is in an hour.
I'd rather lose money than lock myself out of a trade.
Perfect short. Oh man, come on.
Yeah, nice. All right. So that was first trade of the morning. Had to lock in. That's 346 up 346 across 20 accounts.
Nice.
Sweet.
So that one took place real fast. Honestly, this sessions like that for me are always hilarious because that's probably the trading day for me. I would call it quits here. I don't necessarily lock out, but that's enough for me to say, okay, that's a small little profit. What I probably will do is maybe build a small short on a couple MNQ from here if we continue to fall. So let me just try to work on building a position. It's looking pretty good in terms of seeing if we can fill this whole gap. We're trading from all-time highs though, and the momentum around all-time highs has been just crazy. So I often feel, at least for the last couple of weeks, a lot better about scalping really quickly rather than trying to build a short position against this bullish momentum. It's just too difficult. Last night's price action was pretty crazy too. I don't know what the actual news was other than NVIDIA getting authorization to sell cards in China. But that rally in the evening was crazy. It almost completely mean reverted and then rallied for the rest of the night prior to even getting CPI data.
Yeah, that was I saw it and then I was messaging Stanzi. I was just like, we saw it and I was like, I don't have an account to trade. And I was like, are we gonna do a full retrace? And then as soon as I said that, that was the bottom of the retrace. And I woke up this morning and was like, oh, well, looks like we didn't.
What's interesting here for me is that we have the dollar bouncing up. So I was hoping that the dollar, yeah. So we had off the lows over here up to 97.82, and I was hoping that the dollar would roll over here at 96.8, and then again here at 96.4. But now we're breaking above 96.9, which is a resistance zone, which means that 98.7 is potentially incoming, which would be a down move on high beta assets theoretically. So yeah, we might be at a local top in Bitcoin and in Nasdaq, which actually would be great because I'm trying to get Bitcoin down here to 113.
So you can reaccumulate.
Well, I do on one of my other accounts. I do high leverage trading, and I can only do perfect entries. I need perfect entries in order to be able to do it. Otherwise, I just get liquidated all the time. But even as far as
it's just perfect entries. That's no big deal.
No big deal. What's your win rate on your perfect entries, by the way?
Over the last, well, you guys will laugh. Over the last 2 months, 3 months, it's been 100%.
I'm not going to laugh. I mean, it's if you're looking for those A+ setups.
What's your win rate on perfect entries? Yeah, I would hope it's
100%. I pick them every time.
Well, I mean, every trade I've taken has only been perfect entries, and all of those have been successful and profitable.
Ah, there we go. Okay,
that's awesome.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
How do the chicks that are perfect tens you're picking up? Well, they're perfect tens.
Yeah, it does sound like my computer.
Tom, we're getting some feedback that your microphone sounds like it's in the background. We get a lot of compliments about the quality of our live streams and our microphones. I've been seeing that a lot lately. So it's always good when we have you on the right mic.
All right, I might need to leave.
Well, this is great. So one trade of the day. Right now I'm in the short here on the MNQ across all the accounts. So I'm going to keep an eye on this trade. We're still below VWAP. There's still a nice gap to fill. And this is a very clean, very big gap too. I like this one. So if all the bullish momentum is done for the evening and from yesterday, this gap fill looks pretty good. I've got a second order prepared right below these candles. And it just sent. So that averaged me in at 23,165. Tom, I'll go ahead and pull your exit levels indicator up. Keep track of this position that way. Oops.
Do you guys hear my mic better now?
Yeah, I think that's better. Okay, let's stick it here.
Oh, that short pain.
Oh, that's right.
200% on that shit.
We still have the change to make with the ability to divide the price down. Otherwise, I'm not looking at the right price because I'm trading M and Q from the NQ chart.
Thanks, Ventura and Peter pointed it out.
Okay, so this is moving pretty fast. I haven't been doing a lot of narrative on this. Apologies, guys, but I built up a short against this close below VWAP. I'm always looking for these candles that retrace, retest VWAP, and close below. So I averaged 2 contracts short M and Q at an average price of 23,165. And we're going to ride this out to see if we can actually fill this gap. Right in the middle of the gap is this red line here, which is the previous day's high. I would expect that to typically show as support. So I want to see if buyers show up here, which would be just shy of closing the full gap. But we'll see. I might even have an opportunity to add a third contract here if we retest VWAP again and close below. But I already had that scalp of the day. So at this point, I'm risking $50, $60. Let's see. 44 points. So $80. 160 on 2 contracts. So small loss if I take it all the way, but I'll most likely move my stop down closer to break even if we push down a little bit further here.
Oh, I forgot the music.
I was going to say it's a little quiet.
I'm so used to the beating of my own heart.
Is it that bad?
Yeah. All right, well, I'm long Bitcoin. That's going well.
Didn't catch that, Tom.
I'm long Bitcoin. Seems to be going well here.
Okay. Is that the BTC contract or the micro Bitcoin?
Both.
Both.
Yeah.
So you do one in each, or?
Oh, well, on my crypto account, I'm just always adding 2 long positions.
Oh, I see.
But for the prop firm account, I'll do long and short because it's intraday.
Understood.
So I'm long intraday on the prop firm one, and that one's up as well.
Okay, so I added one more M&Q here with this rejection off of VWAP. So I'm now short 3, and I want to keep a very close eye on how it responds to VWAP here. If we don't push below and continue, I'll probably get out of the position pretty quickly. But
so where does the macro come into play for you? Like, other than setting the volume for the day or anything like that, the directional buys for the day, do you, like, depending on certain macro events, will you not trade that day or take more risk that day?
I mean, honestly, I'll take a look at the macro just to get a sense of overall sentiment, but price action leads everything. I just want to see how the market's going to respond. And so far, there's enough bullish activity and closes below VWAP to where I'm pretty convinced we may see a full close of this gap temporarily. Because I'm in these moves for such a short period of time, the macro just doesn't really play a role in the overall move that I'm looking to participate in. Sure, if I was trying to swing trade over a longer period of time, I would have a much more bullish sentiment. But these pullbacks here, price action tells a completely different story over, a 2-hour chart or two hours of 1-minute candles.
So if the event that's happening is uncertain, let's say some event occurs and we don't know if the market is going to decide if it's going to be bullish or bearish. Do you trade the whipsaw of the day, or you go, nah, this is going to be too volatile of a day, I'm not going to do anything now?
I don't know that I can think of a case of that exact scenario, because not all days have that kind of whipsaw. But
Fed meeting?
Yeah, well, yes, I do avoid those kinds of scenarios.
You avoid it, okay.
Yeah, FOMC days I definitely avoid. There's just too much volatility. The candles are unpredictable. This is a nice open. Our ATR isn't that high. The candles aren't whipping all over the place, and I tend to avoid price action where price crosses over all the moving averages, because that's just really noisy and choppy. This is a fairly clean signal for the open here, where we are fairly bearish, but we're now posting above VWAP. So I'm down 81 right now. If we close above VWAP in the next 30 seconds, I might consider exiting the position and just taking a small loss. But if I'm right, then we post below VWAP, and then I'll see about the possibility of this gap fill before taking profits. The other area that I'm watching is this support level, which was previously resistance. That could be the other zone where I decide to take profits here. But on the 2-hour chart, this is it's a little bit of a doji right now. So a little bit of indecision, which is, I'm going to build confidence depending on how the market responds to this zone right here. And there it is.
Great. I found that the trading the Bitcoin futures on the Topstep account has given me a newfound appreciation for trading Bitcoin, because of being forced to close a position every day. I haven't never really had to think about Bitcoin in short term before, but I'm sort of getting the feel of it because I understand how it moves on the longer term.
Sure.
So it feels like a DLC for a video game where I got a new bonus pack and they're like, hey, now try it on this setting. It's been pretty interesting.
It's definitely not something I've been able to do. Bitcoin, crypto in general, is something I've always been longer term on, and I can't figure out what the short term signals look like. Except for mean reversion trades. So if Bitcoin has a big enough of a swing low, these are good buying opportunities. Like here, for example, this sell-off here was enough of an extension to where this bullish engulfing candle would be enough for me to want to get long. The problem is it required staying overnight in order to even participate in the trade. So the trickier part is getting price action to actually behave within a session, which is the part I like about the NASDAQ. There are nice clean moves in the first couple hours of the open, and you can participate in enough price action to actually pick up a profit.
Right.
Same with gold, same with oil. That's why I like those instruments a little bit better. What do you see on your side there, Trevor? Am I missing something on NQ?
Yeah, I mean, we went from being everything bullish to now kind of conflicting viewpoints. On the 5-minute and 10-minute, we're starting to flip bearish. We're now in a downtrend on the 5-minute. So This is, as far as longs go, I wouldn't be longing here. This is my kryptonite as far as looking at, we just crossed down. Oh, it's going to be a bounce. And then I picked the perfect V-shaped kind of bounce sort of thing. But we just crossed down. You had a opportunity to long all night, basically.
The opportunity's gone now. This feels like take profit now.
Yeah, or like you had, like, it's just like you had it. That was it. That was your opportunity. So maybe you wait for an uptrend to form in the 5 minute to kind of maybe we're trying to do like a inverted head and shoulders on the 5 minute where you got the drop into data at 825, and that's what that would be, the right shoulder, I guess, if you were inverted, and then this is the head, and then maybe another one. So who knows? But I wouldn't be this isn't my longing opportunity. I would at least wait for a breakout, a rejection, and then a bounce kind of thing.
Yep. All right, another test here of VWAP. The downtrend trend isn't that strong either, so this has me a little bit concerned. I will pull my stop a little bit tighter. I don't want to risk too much here of the profits I already made on that scalp from the first 3 minutes.
Love to mention here that one of the reasons I love Bitcoin is that I find the most of it respects technical analysis the most.
Oh yeah,
and there's
especially on the longer time frames.
That's right. And so there's this pattern that shows up that I love trading, which is Bitcoin on Monday often will reverse whatever thing it was doing previously, and then whatever trend happens on Monday for the rest of the week reverses completely the other way. And so every single Monday you can look at what's going on, and it'll go down and then head up the next week. It'll go down, go up for the rest of the week, and it'll just do this again and again and again and again. Mm-hmm. And so you can get like these massive wins because you're just trading with the institutions, and it's true for long or short. Mm-hmm. So I see that and I go, oh, that I understand. Like, it's going to go down on Monday and it's going to reverse on Tuesday. And I don't have to think about it. Whereas NASDAQ is like, how do people feel about Twitter today?
Kind of. Or how do people feel about earnings? How do people feel about FOMC or inflation? These days, it's inflation data that seems to matter the most.
That's right.
Yeah. It used to be earnings would move the NASDAQ, but now it's like, oh, who cares? So the banks just posted some positive earnings. Fantastic. We care more about inflation.
Have you ever heard of the Caleb Hammer financial audit YouTube show?
Yes. I can't say that I have.
This is a guy who roasts people. They provide him with their bank accounts, credit cards, debt, and all that, mm-hmm. And then helps them refinance. But he's very bombastic.
Oh yeah, he's really kind of rude in my opinion.
He's gotten meaner.
Yeah.
I don't know that it's the point. I don't know if it's working. I mean, like, it's fine to call people out and hold them accountable, but man, he pushes it to a level, don't you think?
Well, it's pretend. So the people they're told
they're participating willingly.
Exactly.
Okay.
So they agree to the thumbnail.
That's why it gets so much attention.
That's right. And then he gives them a bunch of free things on the back end, like accreditations and free access to support, and their team is nice. So it's a whole show.
He's like, so listen, I'm going to roast the hell out of you. I'm going to make you feel like the biggest piece of crap in the world, but everybody's going to win here.
Well, they're prepared for that all the way through their application process, all the way through to get to the studio. They're told all the way along, this is what it's going to be, a roast, and that's what the show is. But
when I see him make people cry, though, I'm like, what is happening right now? What does social media come to?
Well, this is the point. Some of the decisions that I find people make, it blows my mind that the same people who would say that trading is too risky mm-hmm. will have $30,000 debt on a thing they don't even remember buying.
Sure. Yeah.
Like they accrued a $4,000 debt on a $500 couch that they bought 3 years ago, and they're not even thinking about it. And so I just love how I've just gotten this huge appreciation for the knowledge that trading has given me for like risk management, that I really think everyone should participate in. I'm forcing my sons to do it.
There is a great book by Annie Duke, who's a former professional poker player. She wrote a book called Thinking in Bets. Have either of you guys read this one?
I've heard about it. I haven't read
It's
it yet.
fantastic. It's absolutely reshaped the way I think about a lot of decision making, not just around markets, but just even in financial decisions. What is the opportunity cost, or what is the cost of each purchasing decision, especially if it's a larger decision over the long run. I think as you start to learn how markets are all about making asymmetric bets, you can start to make those bets in your personal life as well. I think it's fairly common for people to just kind of willingly pay full price for anything that's in front of them. But there's all kinds of deals to be made out there, all sorts of value opportunities where you can get that asymmetric upside from just making the right choice to buy the right thing at the right time instead of paying top dollar for it. Not to mention paying cash for it instead of putting it on a credit card, and thereby like more than doubling the original cost of the item you have. Interest rates right now, I think, on consumer credit card debt in the United States are like 25% or something like that.
But
It's
some
gone
of
up
them are
significantly.
some of them are doing 30. It's like,
oh, that's just highway robbery. That's crazy. Yeah. Well, this is an interesting consolidation area here. I would expect that if we're going to break down, we're going to have to break down below this other indicator that you gave me, Tom. We'll have to publish this one. It's the little blue dots, but this is the electronic hours VWAP. So I use that in conjunction with the New York session VWAP to give me a sense if the market is respecting that overnight VWAP as well. And it looks like it is. It's actually bounced off of it several times here. So I'd like to see that post below before I start to feel a little bit better about my position. But so far up $91, $98 across all 27 accounts. Actually, this is an all account strategy. And I only do that on all accounts if I know the VWAP to close automated strategy isn't going to be posting along. Obviously, yesterday was a successful trade on the VWAP to close strategy. I posted a profit there, but the open here is showing that we're not closing above VWAP, so I know that's not going to be taking a trade, and I don't want my trades to conflict here, obviously. Trevor, can you push that button that makes the market sell?
Oh, here it goes. SPX anyway. It's one of those, I don't know, with shorts, I won't hold because I'm like, oh, we're gonna hit some pocket and bounce back up, but it's just gonna slowly grind down. I had 62.75 was my put, and it'll be in the money in probably 5 minutes.
There you go.
But what did what's MNQ?
And there it goes right there. So it's now pushing below the EVWAP, which is fantastic. Starting to show a little more profit on this trade. Still short by 3 contracts MNQ. I'd like to see a continuation from here, but I agree. Normally, I would start to probably scale out of this position or exit entirely. The only thing that's helping me build confidence here is that it was in a very tight range and didn't really post any new highs, and the price is still closing below VWAP. So as I mentioned on previous live streams, my best trades are ones that occur within the first 5 or 6 minutes of my original position, and I'm usually right pretty quickly. This is taking a little bit longer to prove me right.
it's so fascinating to me to hear in my head. Like, I look at the dollar going up and I go, okay, well then equities have to go down. To me, there's no two ways about it. But it hardly ever comes out of you guys' face. And I was just like,
not anymore. I feel like that used to be a thing. I feel like it's within the last year. It's just been.
I mean,
sometimes they go up at the same time.
Especially on the short term. I think that's the big thing to recognize here with short term trading is that relationship between different assets is a constant mean reversion play, right? Where the dollar can be negatively correlated to NQ, and then occasionally it's positively correlated. And that relationship vacillates over and over again inside of these sessions. So just like the relationship between gold and NASDAQ, you have to pay very close attention to the short-term correlations because they can whip all over the place. The long term, of course, is a much stronger signal, but it's so difficult to use that macro headwind data as an indicator for where we're going to go inside of an hour and a half long trade. You know, the only thing that I can use as a guiding principle is price action. What is the market saying over these several candles here? You know, what did we enter around this zone right here? So we're 26 minutes into this trade. I think that 26 minutes is basically noise to the grander scheme of things.
Good. At least I was right about not longing there.
Yeah, so far so good.
There's just other. I mean, there's that's been my thing. Is just like just wait until it's on an uptrend, and when it's not on an uptrend anymore, like that's not the opportunity to go, okay, here's my pullback. It's like, no, this is a pullback. You know, to quote that famous Instagram video, we've broken structure on the 1 minute. It's just like it's different. It's not the same anymore.
Yep.
I'm finna get stopped.
I think that there's a lot to be said too about the retail effect on markets. This is showing up in the options market and definitely the futures market now. There's just a lot more market participation from a retail perspective, which is pushing pricing in a way that allows you to trend in a somewhat formal and predictable way. Price definitely chops, but I mean, we watched it since April 9th. I've not seen that kind of price action ever in 10 years of trading markets since April 9th. And that whole zone there, this area right here, which I'll call the Trump tariff zone, was about the craziest I've ever seen. And I think a lot of this price action is also, you know, very much retail involvement. I wouldn't underestimate the amount of volume from retail.
When you got zero DTEs inside of a market, you're going to get volatility.
Yep.
Another reason I like Bitcoin. No zero DTEs.
Yet. Wait for the rest of the derivatives market to evolve on crypto.
Right.
Yeah, this is a tough trade. So I'm not seeing continuation the way I would like to see it. We're still posting below the VWAP here. But I mentioned that this support line right here at 23,105 is an area of concern. I'm probably going to take profits here pretty quickly if we start posting a slightly higher high. These candles here have me a little bit interested in where we go from here. I'm going to pull this down because I'm honestly convinced we may turn around from here. So I'll take a small profit on this little short here, which isn't that strong of a short anyway.
So do you guys do this thing where you do, you're going to close out for the day, so that you plan out a path that the price could take, and you put maybe 1 or 2 trades, limit orders, stop orders prepared, so that if it does actually do that path, you know you made your money. If it doesn't, well then you know what your loss is, but you're gone from the chart. So it's like a bonus. You come back and go, hey, did my lottery bet win, or did it not? Do you ever do that at all?
I'm too paranoid. I got to know what I'm in at all times. I don't think I can do the safely walk away from my desk and know that trade could take, and if it does, then I'm gonna execute that exact trade. I've done that maybe like a handful of times, knowing that a take profit and stop loss is attached to my trade, especially on these scalping trades. And I've been feeling more and more comfortable with it lately because I know that TradersPost is executing the order correctly with the broker, and that the take profit and stop loss is with the broker. So I feel pretty secure about that. But I still want to know that there wasn't any kind of crazy price action or a weird whipsaw, things like that. Because there are times where, on a discretionary basis, I may exit that trade early if something, you know, indicates that the market's going to do something different.
Okay, fascinating. I mean, it's the opposite. By doing that, it alleviates my concern. I don't feel anxious anymore because I know I'm in the market. If I don't, then I keep thinking, if I go back to the chart and a price action happened that I anticipated, then I'm going to blow my brains out. Then I feel like I would have made this, I would have made this, I would have made this. I'd rather lose the money by being wrong than miss out on the gain that I foresaw.
Gotcha. All right, so we picked up, actually here, I'll show you guys on the all accounts strategy. So go back to the dashboard here, and we've got our exit signal. So $127 across all these accounts.
Sweet. Look at that.
And a little bit more on my Tradeify 150. So I'm up 930 on my Tradeify 150 account. And a little over a third of the way to goal. And look at that. Called that area pretty well. This may retrace below VWAP once again, but again, I like nice, clean price action. Oops, what happened there? That pushes in a way that's a little more predictable. This is a little too sideways for me.
Right.
Well, we got 64 people watching the stream at the moment. I hope you guys are making money on your trades today. It's a little bit of an interesting open. You would expect that with news like this, we continue bullish from the open, especially with how bullish things have been. So it was a short-term, short scalp here. If there's money to be made, it might have already been made. And if we post above VWAP here before, well, let's go to the automated strategy here. So it's got to be before 10 a.m. that my rules dictate that it will actually enter along. So there's a chance here that if we post above VWAP, my automated strategy might still take another long here for the rest of the session. And it's been a bullish start to the week, no question about it.
Yeah, god dang it. During the summer, no less. This is low volume season.
Mm-hmm. What happened to sell in May and go away?
I mean, like you said, the retail traders are like, forget it.
Yeah,
Inflation's going crazy. I'm not making money in my third job. Time to get into the trading market.
Yep. Looking good. Okay, so we had that nice bearish candle at the open here. Support at the moment is still at the 23,105 area. We'll call it 23,100 just to average it out here. That was previously resistance. It didn't quite touch that area. It could very well come back here and test this area once again. But it's looking like we may push up from here.
I got Bitcoin going anywhere from here to 120,000. I hope that's not the case. I'm desperately want to get 113, but even if it doesn't, the pattern of the Bitcoin falling on Monday to Tuesday morning and then reversing, it looks like it's playing out. And if that's the case, 150 Bitcoin, look out. Look out.
Fascinating. This recent all of the retraces on Bitcoin for me have just not been enough of a retrace. We keep doing this thing where we pull back to the 0382 level, and then it just absolutely hammers after that. So like even looking at the longer term, there was a bit of a pullback from here to here, but still it only touched, that was almost to the 0618. That was a nice retrace there. But if I'm looking at even on the weekly chart, I was trying to observe where I thought the extension might be on Bitcoin. And as I was measuring out the retrace, I noticed that it touched 0382 here. If you pull it out a little bit further, it's 0382 again. There's not, over the weekly chart, there hasn't been anywhere close to a 50% retrace. It's just been bullish, bullish, bullish on crypto.
That's right. And we're just starting. People think that we're like, I see online all the time, we're topping on Bitcoin, we're topping, this is the end of the cycle.
Yeah.
We are not at the end, folks.
I don't think so.
No.
Yeah. Even if we count like this zone as our more recent area to measure, and we just do the trend-based fib extension, I'm taking it to 146 right here, 150. Mm-hmm. So that's pretty much what you calculated as well, right?
That's right. And that's not even factoring in like the momentum,
excuse me,
where you can overshoot. Because the shorts right now, I think we're still at, let me see here. I always take a look at this. One of my favorite tools. Yeah, we're still, wow, the shorts even went up. 5 billion short versus 700 million long. Like, people don't necessarily understand, like, this is Tinder. Like, this is the Tinder. The options market moves the equities, but the leverage trades, even if you're not trading leverage and you're trading spot or what have you, this is what moves it. And so when $5 billion, when 5 billion goes to 2.5 billion, as the shorts get liquidated all the way up to the 123 level, it's just Tinder that skyrockets the price. That's where these come from. These candles, that's where these candles come from. They're from liquidations. And so just zoop, zoop, zoop pushes the price up. And we don't even have the longs are starting to come in. We were at between 200 and 400 million across the Binance, OKX, and Bybit exchanges for a while. But like, we got to see the longs be way more than the shorts before we're at the top.
Yeah.
And we haven't not seen that once this cycle. So I don't see it coming.
All good news for crypto then. I mean, obviously, I'm starting to hear more and more of it. And this is what I love about Bitcoin and crypto in general as a momentum asset, is when people start realizing that it's going up in price, everybody piles in, and it's one giant self-fulfilling prophecy. Everybody gets long. It's fantastic.
That's right.
All right. Well, would you look at that? So we got out at a good spot. We took our small scalp. We took a small short. We took profits on both. There was some indication that bulls were stepping back in. Now we're starting to close above VWAP. So my 5-minute VWAP-Close strategy will likely take a position at the close of this candle. And that's going to go across several accounts that I've selected, the ones that support automation, of course. The Futures Desk is one of the prop firms that very openly and very enthusiastically supports automation. I like the team over there.
Awesome. All right, so you guys out for today?
I'm out for now. I want to see if just in the next couple minutes, if a long gets taken by the automation strategy, just to kind of showcase like the different styles of trading here at TradersPost. You know, we've been trying to do a better job lately of letting people know that we're not just an automation platform, but rather an automate your trade platform, right? So you can still trade on a discretionary basis, as I have been here on the charts. I'm just trading on line alerts. I'll just drag a line down, and if price visits where that line is, then it sends off an alert to TradersPost and trades all of my prop firm accounts at the same time. But you can still stand up a fully systematic approach too. So this particular strategy of mine has very specific rules around the long-term moving averages and whether or not we close above VWAP within the first 45 minutes, or sorry, within the first hour and a half of the session, and after the first 10 minutes. And if we get a clean close fully above VWAP, then it will go long and hold it all the way to the end of the session, unless there's a trailing stop hit on this, which it trails by 1% on price. And this one's done fairly well over the long run. Many times it visits around a profit factor of around 3 and has about a 70% win rate. And that's really just trying to pick up that bullish or bearish signal from the overall trend of the market. So it takes a kind of a longer term view and holds for the majority of the session, or as long as it can, if there's a trend there to be had. So it looks like this one's going to enter. If that one enters, I have that connected to the prop firm accounts that allow automation, which is the one thing to check here. There's sort of two things about the prop industry. There's which firms allow which firms allow systematic or automated trading, and then which firms allow copy trading. And not all firms allow both, but most of them allow copy trading. So you can send a signal through to trade across all of those accounts at the same time, which is of course how you scale profits with prop firm accounts. And then some of those allow you to do fully automated strategies and copy across those accounts at the same time. We need to update our broker list on TradersPost to show people as well. And there it is. So the long just got taken. An alert just fired on the bottom here. I can just watch this happen in real time. If I go to my strategy here for VWAP to close, you can see the subscriptions and signals that came through on that, and that will trade across those accounts. So I'm just going to let that run as long as it wants to.
There's no feeling like that. You set up a system, you go through all the work, it fires, and you have code working for you, making you money. I mean, it's just, what a feeling.
Sometimes, Tom, it's the way to get me out of my bias too. Like, I may have a very short bias on the market, and the VWAP to close strategy will fire its long signal, and I go, oh my God, I'm probably looking at this wrong.
Past Mike has a very different view of present
Very
Mike.
much, very much. In this case, though, I'll use my little trick. All right, I flipped the chart upside down. Oh, there it is. There's my short signal. So dumb. It works, though.
Me, monkey brain. All right, good.
Seriously. All right, great. Well, we made some money here today. I think I am up, let's see, an average of 470 across 25 accounts, and a little bit more than that on the 150 account. So we'll watch this VWAP to close strategy, carry this trade forward on several accounts, and we'll see how it goes for the rest of the session. But I think this is a good spot to stop the live stream, and we'll get started on taking care of our customers at TradersPost.
Perfect. Thanks, guys. We'll be back tomorrow morning, 9:30. Set your reminder on your calendar. You don't want to be trading alone. That's dangerous. Trade with buddies, trade with friends, trade with price action live. Thanks,
I like that idea a lot. Honestly, I think this session in general has been really great for keeping me accountable. So if you at home are trying to trade on your own and you're having a hard time staying consistent with your rules, or you need somebody to just have another pair of eyes on your decision-making process, I definitely recommend Tom's point there. Trade with other people. It goes a long way. I did it once too, where I had a bunch of buddies come over to the house and we just traded from a large screen TV, and that was hilarious. It was like watching football together. Everybody was trading the same chart. We're all just looking at it. We're all making decisions in real time. So yeah, trade with your friends. It's a much better way to trade.
That's so fun. All right.
All right, guys.
Bye.
Cheers, everyone.